Hi and welcome to week 2 of the Petal Patchwork Blanket Cal with Cygnet Yarns. I'm Helen from MCAT Crochet and I'm the designer of this blanket. And week 2 we're going to be making the block colour flower squares. So you're going to be making one of each of the colours. So we're going to be making yarn C, D, E and F. And then we're also going to be making block white ones with colour flowers in the middle. But I'm going to show you a white flower in the middle and I'm going to be using the peony pink, which is yarn D in the pattern. So first of all, we're going to start off with yarn A, and it's the same as week 1. We're going to start off with a magic ring. And we're going to chain 1 and we're going to do 16 half trebles into the ring. And that's 16. Just going to pull that tight and then slip stitch into your first half treble crochet, tie that off, and then I like to pull my centre tight after I've done my slip stitch. There you go. That's round 1 complete. So we're now on to round 2 and it's joining the white to any stitch with a chain 1. And it's exactly the same as week 1. I'm going to do 8 bobbles and 8 chain 1 stitches, but we're not going to tie off this time. So I've done my chain 1. I'm going to do a bobble into that stitch. It's gone through too many times. There we go. One more and I will have 6 loops left on the hook. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yarn over, go through all, and then chain 1. I'm going to skip 1, yarn over, a bobble into the next one. Another bobble, and then skip 1, another bobble into the next stitch. You're always skipping 1 when you chain 1, and then you do a bobble. So continue that round and I'll meet you back here. You should have 8 bobbles and 8 chain 1 stitches. Just finished my last bobble, so I'm going to chain 1, skip 1 and slip stitch into the top of the first bobble. So that is round 2 complete. Now we don't tie off yarn B, the white, we carry on. So we're going to slip stitch into the next chain 1 space. So if you just turn it over, your chain 1 space is there. We're just going to do a slip stitch into that space. Then we're going to chain 1 and we're going to do a bobble into that space. So it's your space in between your bubbles from round 2, and then we're going to chain 2, and then we're going to do a bubble in each of your chain 1 spaces from round 2. So I'll just show you. So into that space, I'm going to do a bubble. And it's chain 2, and then bubble again. You will get a total of 8 bubbles and 8 chain 2 spaces. So repeat that around, and I'll meet you back when you've got 8 more bubbles, well 8 bubbles in total and 8 chain 2 spaces. I've just completed my last bubble. I'm going to chain 2 and slip stitch into the top the next bubble, and here we fasten off our yarn, our white yarn B, and we're going to attach yarn D, which is the peony pink, in any chain 2 space. So mine's there ready for round 4. So we're going to chain 1, and we're going to do 3 treble into that space. 1, 2, 3. Then we're going to chain 2, and then we're going to do another 3 treble into that chain 2 space. And that's your first corner, because we're now turning your square, no, your circle into a square. And we're going to do 4 trebles into the next chain 2 space. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we're going to repeat that 3 more times. I'll do the next one with you. So it's 3 trebles into the next chain 2 space. Chain 2, 3 trebles. And then it's 4 trebles into the next chain 2 space. You can repeat that 2 more times, and I'll meet you back here. So I've just done my last set of the 4 trebles in the chain 2 space, and I'm going to slip stitch the first treble, making sure you're getting the stitch properly. And that's round 4 complete. We're going to move straight on to round 5, and it's a chain 1, and it's 3 half trebles. 1, 2, 3, and then it's 2 half trebles, chain 2, and 2 half trebles into your corner chain 2 space, and then it's 10 half trebles across. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And then in your corner it's 2 half trebles, chain 2, and 2 half trebles. You're going to repeat that around, so you're going to do 10 half trebles, your 2 half trebles, chain 2, 2, 10, 2 half trebles, chain 2, 2 half trebles, and then you're going to finish with 7 half trebles across here, and I'll meet you back here. Here we are at the end of round 5, just done my 7 half trebles. I'm going to slip stitch into the first stitch of the round. That is round 5 complete. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rounds. So now we move on to round 6. So we are going to chain 1, and it's 5 half trebles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then it's 1 half treble in the corner space, chain 2, 1 half treble, and that's in your chain 2 space. Then it's 14 half trebles across. Make sure you don't miss that stitch from the round before. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and then it's 1 half treble, 2, 1 half treble. So if you repeat that around, it's 14 half trebles across, 1 half treble, chain 2, 1 half treble in the chain 2 space, and this last part here will be 9 half trebles, and I'll meet you back here. I've just got to the end of my round 6, and I've done my 9 half treble crochets along the edge. And now I'm going to slip stitch to the first stitch of the round, and that's round 6 complete. Now we're going to move on to round 7, and it's chain 1, and it's 6 half treble crochets across to your first chain 2 space. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then we're going to have 2 half treble crochets, chain 2, 2 half treble crochets in that chain 2 space. Now we're going to do 16 half treble crochets across. Just want to point out, you don't want to miss this stitch here. So just pull your corner around a bit, and there's a stitch here that can be hidden. So you need to go into the top of that stitch to get your 16. Be a bit fiddly, there we go. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. Again, 2 half treble crochets, chain 2, 2 half treble crochets. If you just move those stitches out of the way, you can see your first stitch there that you don't want to miss. So you continue around doing 16 half trebles across, 2 half trebles, chain 2, 2 half trebles in each of the corners, and across this bottom edge it's 10 half treble crochets up to the end, and I'll meet you back here. I've just got to the end of round 7, and I'm just going to slip stitch And then we're on to our final round for this square. We're on to round 8. So I'm going to chain 1. It's 8 half double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. And we're going to do 1 half double crochet into the space, chain 2, 1 half double crochet that space. Again, you've got to be careful not to miss this first stitch. It's just there. You can see that it's just there. And we're going to do 20 half double crochets down here. So go into that first stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 17, 18, 19 and 20. So that's your 20 half trebles across, and you're going to do 1 half treble, chain 2, 1 half treble. And again, don't forget to get that hidden stitch, and it's 20 down the edges, 1 half treble, chain 2, 1 half treble in each corner, 20, 1 half treble, chain 2, 1 half treble, and on this edge there's just 12 half trebles, and I'll meet you back here. So I've just done my last 12 half double crochets. I'm just going to slip stitch, and then we're going to fasten off. And that's the end of round 8, and that's also your block cauliflower square complete. There you have it. And as you can see, it's got a little bit of texture because the flower sits up a bit.